Well, we get you ready for Syracuse and Virginia Tech in Blacksburg this week. Brian Higgins, Chris Elmore, and Chris, I think you're a great guy to ask about this. Where is the team right now? 3 games in a row. Those are all gut-punching losses. How do you guys bounce back from stuff like that?
Well, we just take it one game at a time. We go back and look at the film, see what we did wrong, and make those corrections. Every game, the past 4 games have been determined by at least 3 points. We won Liberty. The other 3 games we lost, but we're so close that it's just like 1 or 2 plays here, then it's a different ball game. So we just making sure that we focus in and dial in and make sure those plays don't happen again.
Yeah, I guess how do you balance the knowledge that you guys are significantly improved from last year, but man, it's got to emotionally hit you the last few weeks.
It does because our record doesn't reflect the type of team we have this year either. So it's just like we just got to come together and just do what we know what we can do, and that's win.
And the other thing we know you can do is run the football.
Yeah.
Sean Tucker, a midseason All-American by anybody that's handing out that stuff, including first team by the AP. How much satisfaction do you as a lead blocker, the O-line, does the whole offense get when Sean gets awards like that?
It came as no surprise. We seen glimpses of it last year, and we just knew that Sean Tucker, who has a full year under the offense and understands what his reads are and things like that, that he's going to be a player who gets accolades like that, and eventually he's going to get that Heisman. I looked up the Heisman watch list probably last week. He wasn't on there, but I'm like, why isn't he on there? He's putting up numbers that Reggie Bush put up his Heisman season, so.
Rhino, he's on Rhino's watch list. Rhino's got his own watch list, and Tuck's on that. I guarantee you that. And right now, he's second in the country in rushing yards, only behind Kenneth Walker at Michigan State, and he's right up there with the other guys in the country. And now the defenses know that you're doing that. Mm-hmm. They know he's getting the ball, and he's still gaining yardage. So what does that say about the whole thing, that you guys are blocking for him, that he can do it even though that is what they are trying to stop?
Hey, you can know that the ball's going to him. You can know the ball's going to Strader. You can know they running behind me. You just got to be able to stop it. You just got to be able to stop it. Teams haven't been able to key in on who's getting the ball on certain situations. I've talked to a couple coaches after games, they key me, but it's like I'll be going one way and the ball's going a whole nother way, So
yeah, I say if they spend all game doing that, they might be chasing the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And the O-line certainly has stepped up its game this year, and you know all about that from your experience last year. And we've seen depth; those guys are banged up, but we've seen Kalen Ellis, we've seen Josh Aloha. What steps has that group made from last year when you got tossed into the mix, and now it's a whole different thing?
It's a whole different thing just because, we got leaders on that O-line. We got Dakota who was here for the first game. He's battling injuries last year. He's here. Serve is here. We got older guys that are bringing those young guys along, and the young guys are hungry. They're asking questions all the time. The older guys are feeding them knowledge, getting them ready. Seeing a guy like Kalen Ellis play almost the whole Clemson game is amazing. Here's a guy who didn't play football his senior year of high school and comes in his first year of college and is playing against Clemson. It's just like, oh, man, that's a credit to him and the type of work that he's been putting in.
And came from Hawaii. He came a little bit of way. Kalen's a large man, huh?
Man, I live right under him. And it sounds like he's going through his run blocks every time he steps on the ground. I'm like, man, what are you running up there?
He's probably running to the fridge. But, you can usually hear about next door neighbors. That's the above neighbor. When he's 360, man, I guess you hear it, right?
Man.
You don't often have to think about that, huh? All right. Now you mentioned Garrett. This will be his 5th start here coming up. How much more comfortable are you with the direction of the offense is, and where is it in where you guys want to take it, which is certainly different than it has been in the past?
Yeah, it definitely is different. I feel more comfortable, just being able to talk to him, and sometimes I'm telling him on certain plays, hey, if I'm your blocker and pass pro and you want to scramble, give me a go call, just things like that, just little things like that to where we make sure we're on the same page and we're just always getting positive yards, no negative yards, So we just try to make sure we lock in as much as we can.
And that certainly has happened. There's been very few runs for losses here, really at all, this season. All right, part of the big news this week was Tommy DeVito announcing his name in the portal. He's not the only one this year, and this is not the only team dealing with this. How do you guys balance that in the locker room where you wish the best for your guy, but at the same time it has to be strange to be losing guys in the middle of the year?
Yeah, it definitely is strange. Like you said, we wish them the best of luck. Talk to Tommy. Tommy was my neighbor in the locker room, so, just talking to him every day, to going and not seeing him is crazy, but it's best of luck to him. He's a guy I came in with and basically developed with, so just hoping that he finds him a new home and is what he wants,
It's so interesting because there's guys like you. You've been here 5 years. You played every position under the sun, and I can't imagine you even considering not doing that. And then other guys have to look out for themselves. Is this just what college football is? I guess do the rest of us have to get used to it at this point?
Yeah, it is, because this is the last time that, like, all of us will be able to really enjoy football before it becomes that real business in the NFL. Like, not everybody's going to get the chance to go to the NFL, so we got to enjoy these moments while they last. And, guys want to be able to play. If you feel like here you can't play, go somewhere else, and then, hey, best of luck to you. Like, guys want to play, so can't discredit them for that.
Yeah, it's more enjoyable when you're on the field, right?
Yeah, it definitely is.
All right, you'll be on the field this week. You'll be in Blacksburg, Lane Stadium. We kind of know everything that goes into that. What are you expecting about this? Because this will be your first chance to play.
Yeah, this will be my first time, man. I want to see that entrance. I hear it's the bomb. Seeing it in person, I've seen it on TV, seen it other places, but I want to see that entrance. And then once I take that in, it's time to lock in.
Yeah, they get the Enter Sandman going.
Yeah.
They get the whole thing. I guess that'll be rattling around your brain all week, huh?
Yeah, definitely will be.
All right, Rhino, on the field. What's this matchup? Both these teams coming in off losses, it feels like they need to turn around this week.
Well, we know we got a very good team going into Virginia Tech, and being able to play Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech and coming out with that win will be big. It'll be big for the program. It'll be big for this season. It could turn our season around. Going and being 4-4 will definitely have its upside to it.
All right, Rhino, good stuff. We'll see you there this week.
Appreciate it.
That's the Rhino, Chris Elmore. We'll see him in Blacksburg on Saturday.